Vanakkam, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in various parts of the world. Happy to meet you once again through Babu for Heritage YouTube channel. So, in terms of the discussion, typically we have been going through the heritage related aspects. Now, as a separate thing, we are going on to a slightly different tangent into the technology side. Today, we are going to discuss on a different tangent called DIWAS. DIWAS is Digital India Wellness Awareness Series, where we focus on the various aspects of digital apps and then interactions, which creates a better environment in terms of your health, your communication, and your activities and other related areas. So this will be a short duration video in terms of our typical long duration, 1 hour plus kind of a thing. These videos will be around 15 to 20 minutes focused on a focused area of digital life. Today, as a first one, we are going to take about the chats. We have been using various WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram, and others over a period of so many years from SMS and other things. Now, there is another interesting option available for us in terms of RTA. So, for the Indian user base, which one is the right chat for you in terms of your profile is the subject for today's discussion. So today we are going to talk about what are the leading chats in the market, what is the market share statistics, and what is the supporting activities for these charts in terms of the company. What is the company commitment? And what are the common features? And what are the unique features of each in terms of WhatsApp or Telegram or other things, and how they score over each other, and how some of the regional chats have grown with the customization and support from government, and what is the recommendation for the various user profiles in India. So also we focus on how in future we can migrate to different app depending on the maturity level of the app as well as our changed usage pattern. For analysis, we are taking the top 3 chat apps around the world and the recent Indian contender RTA. So when we compare this, we are going to compare in terms of download on 2025 data globally, how much is there. And you might have downloaded a lot, but how much is the actual monthly users at one point of time in a month? And also how frequently they are usage in terms of message exchange per day, and analysis of how much data they transform in terms of typical data usage. The top shot in this area is WhatsApp, which started in 2009, which is around 220 million downloads as of now on a regular basis. And the monthly active usage is 3 billion. So 3 billion usage globally. Interestingly, around 1/4, more than 1/4 is in India. And the majority in US and other countries. So this is the one of the major ones. So it handles around 140 to 150 billion messages in a daily throughput. And typical usage handles around 1 GB per month. The next big interaction is Telegram, which usually downloads around 270 million, and it has got a monthly active usage of around 1 billion globally. And in terms of message exchange, it is significantly less compared to WhatsApp, this 12 billion, whereas the data usage is high, very high in terms of. So the inference is that Telegram is used more for sending files, data, and other things rather than on a chat and exchange basis. The third strong contender is Signal, which was started in 2010 but popularized in 2015. So it has got around 220 million, whereas the monthly active user is around 70 to 100 million only. So this is the scenario where when there is a problem in WhatsApp, there was huge download initially in Telegram and in Signal, but later on, many of the users moved back to WhatsApp. So this is what this data clearly signifies. In terms of the message exchange and typical data, they don't have official data since they don't know. And in terms of the new contender from India, Aratai, which is part of the Zoho One application. So started in 2021 as an internal launch and then gradually expanded. Suddenly in 25, it picked up momentum. In September, the government also announced that we want to support and we want to focus more on India-based apps. In 1 month, it has exploded into 7.5 million and you have got active users of 5 million. But again, it is growth-centric. So let us wait and see whether it grows from the 5 million to 850 million and how long it takes for it to grow. Again, since it is a new one, there are no official data and the indication is the current users are using less than a GB per month. So this is the big picture in terms of the three chats and Indian one. Now let us see what these three chat companies are supporting the chat app. The first action we saw is the subscription from the customers. Here we have seen what is the support from the management company. We are talking about WhatsApp. This posted by Mark Zuckerberg and part of the Meta Group, public one, and it is a California-based company which was originally started in Massachusetts in US. So focus on global scale and has been frequently criticized for data sharing and other things by our parent company. And it has got tight integration with the business, ads, and other revenue. So it has been milked for maximum revenue and data sharing. But it also comes up with an advanced version of WhatsApp business. When we see the alternative, the Telegram is created by Nikolai and Pavel Durov. So they are creating it as part of a private LLC. It is owned by them only. Initially, in Russia, they developed a social network called WeContact. Then, when there was a pressure from Russia for sharing and getting access to this, he came out of Russia and then registered this in Virgin Islands. Now the operations are done out of Dubai. So he has got a very strong public commitment to privacy and clearly say that if there are any government intervention, I will exit that market rather than complying with the data access. And it has got very strong encryption in terms of large volume data. The third interesting contender is the Signal. It is by Marcy Marlinspike, which was part of Twitter, and Brian Acton, who was the WhatsApp co-founder. Before, it was taken up by Facebook. Again, the Signal is promoted by these two people and the company is a non-profit LLC. So again, there is no profit motive, and then there is no compulsion to sell. So again, this is created out of California. The major funding comes from Brian Acton, who is the WhatsApp co-founder, who has given in 2-3 installments up to 105 million from his share of accumulation in a zero interest, which is due in 2068. Again, unlike the proprietary software here, this is a open source license which can be validated and which can be accessed by anybody. This security of complete encryption has been a problem in some of the countries where it has been banned, like Iran and China and Russia. And they also handled it by doing domain fronting feature, where for some of these countries, they host it as though it is coming from some other country. So that option was also available. Again, this is hosted, all these three are hosted out of public domain servers like Amazon and other things, and it is distributed all over the world. Now, coming from India, the contender, this is owned by Sridhar Babu and Tony Thomas, who started UrbanNet in New Jersey as a communication software. And later on, when he moved over permanently to Zoho in India, he created Zoho Corp as an Indian company in 2009. So this headquarters is in Chennai, but the major development center and the main feature is in his hometown, which is Tenkasi near Tirunelveli. So his objective was started with CRM, and then slowly he expanded into office suite of applications, and it has become now one of the big ones called Zoho Suite, which has got a suite of 50 plus applications. So this was in September 2025, the government did one recommendation of usaging it for central government and other related offices, and it is gaining popularity now. So the USP of this is that he is committed to no ads for now. The data is not shared with anybody else for profiteering, and the entire data will be stored in its own server in India, not in Amazon or any of the other clouds. So this gives a varied commitment by the owners of the particular companies. Now, why are we discussing this? Because there is a context to why we are discussing now about the various chats and which one is relevant. In 2021, after around 10 plus years of stabilized WhatsApp suddenly announced that when it was taken over by Facebook and other things, the data will be shared with Facebook for integration and other stuff, and then they force everybody to accept this. This triggered a massive exit out of WhatsApp to alternate applications. So at that time, WhatsApp chance was grabbed up by Signal, which formed a non-profit profit company and a non-profit app. This is predominantly focusing on end-to-end encryption on a public property. This was an informal earlier application where they clubbed everything and come up with a structured Signal kind of application, first in Android. The advantage of this is totally encrypted, and it was clearly demonstrated in the 2020 George Floyd protest. It was attributed to Signal for the wide network of coordination and other things through Signal without any control or snooping from the federal government. So this was one shift where it happened in 2021. Again, 2013, there is another interesting happening where Pavel Durov creates a new independent platform called Telegram. So he came out of Russia, and then after his social media app was forced to share data, he came out and from Dubai and from neutral countries, he developed the Telegram app. Its beauty is centrally encrypted storage, and it gave large groups and then large amount of data transfer vis-a-vis WhatsApp and Signal. And this triggered another bulk migration from WhatsApp to Telegram. So that is how what was a monopoly earlier now got split up into 40, 30, 20 kind of a distribution. Then, based on the hit and other things, WhatsApp finally soft-pedaled it and finally did not fully enforce or implement the acceptance. And to catch up with the last subscription base, they introduced a lot of new security related things. Okay, it was a benefit for the customer. So disappearing messages, view ones, encrypted cloud backup, all these things came only after the 2021 debacle. And by this, slowly it regained its original dominance and to leverage and capture the customer interest. It introduced the WhatsApp for Business. So this captured the business-oriented chats in a very, very nice way, which is not there in other chats. In 2024, as a spillover of the WhatsApp privacy issue, India's Competition Commission also fined 213 crores for abusing the dominant position in India and trying to push sharing of data with Facebook. So that award has been contested by Facebook and the case is still pending with NCLAT. So we don't know the outcome, and if the outcome is negative, WhatsApp or Facebook may need to take a call on how to continue or how to handle things in future. Now, this year in September, another interesting thing happened. So last 6 months, the trade related activities between India and the US on the tariff and other things has been getting slowly built up, and there is indication to focus more on Make in India and to avoid US related goods and services. So as part of it, Government Ministry of Education has pushed the use of Indian Office Suite, the Zoho, as an alternative to Microsoft and other Office products, and then save some money and have secure data which is available in India. So they have also asked and suggested the Indian corporates to use Zoho Suite for their internal office communications. So this is the context in which people are discussing whether to go for RTI, whether to continue in WhatsApp or migrate to Signal or for this one. So whether the Telegram is an interesting one. So in this context, let us analyze the common features and the special features of this application and see how this can be used in separate ways by separate profiles. Before going into it, a brief idea on how secure this application. In the current world, the data security is of utmost importance, and that is where the chats are very, very critical. When we talk about WhatsApp, all the messages, calls are end-to-end encrypted, so nobody can read this. But except WhatsApp, company which can read it. The data storage, the chat data and others is stored in phone only. But by the time you receive in the phone, till you receive it, that content is stored in the global server in transit. Again, the backup of this phone may be in Google or iCloud. You can do it as a encrypted one or an unencrypted storage. The major pain point here is the WhatsApp data is stored with its parent companies, Meta and other applications, for their own commercial as well as suggestions. When it comes to Telegram, it is not end-to-end encrypted. Only the secret chats are end-to-end encrypted, whereas the chats are not stored in the phone. It is stored in the cloud encrypted storage. So there is an option of Telegram accessing it at a later point of time. But this data is stored in distributed servers all over the world. Again, Telegram is dead against sharing and public stands against the government, and it has been consistently fighting with the governments on this. In fact, many of the organizations, support organizations use Telegram for this kind of transactions. And then they prefer the next one, Signal more. Because this is full end-to-end encrypted message calls everything. And the data storage is in phone. But again, at the server end, there is only minimal information like phone number and the last time they logged in. Only that information is recorded in the server and no other information is done, and then they don't want to share it. So their stance has been they don't have the data and they cannot share. Now coming from this aspect, Aratai is now giving end-to-end encryption for voice and video calls, and then they are coming up for chat message encryption soon. The advantage is that the entire data is stored in Indian data center only, and that too in Zoho's own servers, not on AWS or Microsoft, any of the other things. And the company and Sridhar Babu is clearly committed on this data will not be shared for any monetary purpose, and it is strictly private. So with this, let us see what are the common features of these 4 chats and which are normally used. This most of you might be aware. Just for reference sake, I am briefly giving it. So it has got messaging in terms of text, voice, or video, and it gives groups in terms of group like chats and the channels. And it also gives you file sharing, where you can share photos, you can share files and other things, and the size varies. In terms of calls, one of the major features which popularized this are it bypassed the need for IST, which has become totally irrelevant now. So anywhere in the world, we start calling it up over video and voice in VoIP. Again, in some countries or some of the apps, there are restrictions depending on the country specific ones. And there is an interesting concept called broadcast where the same message can be sent to a collection of your contacts. And the recent phenomenon is the channels and communities where we group the related people into the same place and who can interact with each other. And they also get one-way communication for the push kind of a technology where all the information happening goes on a channel. Then all these things can be now accessed from your phone, from your PC, and from your desktop and your browser. And now Arata is taken to the totally different level where your chats video chats can be available in Android TV itself. Now let us see, having seen the common features which they give it, let us see in what way WhatsApp excels are better than the other software. The first one is the large, huge coverage across the globe. Whoever is there, he is in WhatsApp. If somebody is not there in WhatsApp, he is considered to be rockage. So he is not fit for as a human being. If somebody says that you search for a WhatsApp number and he is there in a normal feature phone, we ridicule him. In many of the communications, we clearly say, don't give me a mobile phone. You give me your WhatsApp number. Okay, that has become a standard now. So they are using end-to-end encryption. Again, the encryption is based on SIGDER. Okay, the world standard. And again, lot of third-party integration in terms of sales, in terms of transaction confirmation. You have a railway booking, all your confirmation comes from WhatsApp. And then you go to a bank, you can do your inquiry and all these things through WhatsApp. Help desk supported. Payments you can do through WhatsApp. So that is the expansion beyond this. And now it does AI-based proper spamming. So of all the softwares, WhatsApp gives very strong protection for unwanted messages. If you report, then that person is taken out of that particular app. The USP of WhatsApp now is that how they have captured the business clientele. We have created one more version called WhatsApp Business with advanced features for small and medium enterprise with the CRM, how to capture leads, how to have help desk, how to handle CRM related function, sales process. Everything can be easily routed through WhatsApp itself for small and medium enterprises. So for the local business, WhatsApp Business is a very great boon. It has got catalogs, it has got contacts, and it has got connect with others. So to sum up, WhatsApp is ideal for a power user who has got good knowledge sharing across multiple groups and engages in small and medium services or business and does lot of transactions and booking. For him, it is very, very convenient because all the confirmation and everything is in WhatsApp, and he can do a lot of things using WhatsApp. So this is for the very high profile power users. Now let us see in what way Telegram is excelling. One attraction of Telegram is its groups. He can have large bloated groups up to 2,000 members, and the channels you have unlimited people push. In terms of file sharing, very large file shares you can do. So up to 4 GB. So the entire thing is stored in Telegram server. So you can conveniently use it as your document repository or photo repository or something. Of all the four, it has got the excellent admin features in terms of bots and controlling a member temporarily, controlling posting, and getting history, anonymous posting. All these things are very good. And it has got good open AI for bulk messaging and workflow. Another interesting thing is the anonymity it offers. So it is not insisting on phone names. It is insisting only on a username with unlimited devices. So you can connect with 10 devices, 12 devices. So you create a Telegram chat and the 10 people can monitor it from 10 different devices. So this is that feature which WhatsApp has taken out and branded this as a WhatsApp business with multiple users accessing the same number. So to sum up, this kind of Telegram profile is ideal for data users who use, share or receive large files, photos, documents and other things, and in a very large disparate group, 2000 members, 1500 members kind of a thing. So there is no very clear intimate interactions. You can see that by the number of message exchanged versus the data exchange. But it is preferred by admins also for a better control and anonymity. Interestingly, most of the dangerous traffics routed through Telegram, all your pornography bits and other things are usually distributed through target Telegram groups. And most of the illegal scanned PDFs and other illegal songs and other things are shared using Telegram primarily because of its encryption and the large storage capacity. So if you enjoy all these things, target Telegram is the right chat for you. Signal. So it is a non-profit organization. So no monetization of data, and then it resists data sharing. It collects minimal data, so it's that it cannot sell. So what it does is it collects phone number and when it was last logged, and all other confirmation metadata is inside a sealed center kind of a container. Whereas WhatsApp aggressively uses the transaction statistics when logged, who he discusses, all these things, and he uses the same in other apps. End-to-end encryption, they are the pioneer. Earlier, WhatsApp was using its own algorithm, and once Signal published the encryption algorithm, which has been validated by experts, WhatsApp also started using the same algorithm for end-to-end encryption. It is a minimalistic, simple design, no AI and nothing, and very simple. Understands that by AI, the data goes outside. So ideally, the signal is for paranoid user who doesn't want his data to go out. And also for the very secret groups and other things. Many of the political groups aggressively use signal for non-tracking. And in many wars and other things, signal has been the major communication in protest and other things. So that is for secret groups and then the politically oriented group. But for common people, if you are a paranoid user, you find very difficult acceptability across the whole group. So to find a similar, if you try to find your friends available there, not many will be there in Signal. So that is a challenge. If you want to continue discussions in Signal, your challenge is your friends are not there. So that is the profile for Signal. Now coming to the new app RTI. So this is designed for Indian app, designed for Indian community, and it is available in native form in Indian language from beginning. Not like WhatsApp where you can type through keyboard and other things. It is again a Make in India application and by a Indian committed to growth of India, and the revenue also stays in India. It doesn't grow out. Whereas in WhatsApp and others, all the revenue goes out of India by in terms of dollars. Data sharing, they have clearly said it is ad-free and no data selling. And all the data is stored in Indian servers, and that too not AWS or Microsoft, any of the Amazon cloud. So it is strong for Indian sovereignty. At a later point of time, in case India goes to war with some country, you can disable WhatsApp for India by something. It has happened. GPS has been disabled in some situations of war. So India is coming up with its own GPS for military and other users, where it doesn't want to get impacted by the global GPS locations. So this is another uh, technical and a strong situation in case of commercial war with other nations. It has got interesting new features like meeting. So earlier we wanted to have a discussion meeting. We were used to go to Zoom or Google Meet or something. Now this is part of Arate and it has got fantastic options. I tried Arate meeting recording and it was working very well and with very good options. With minor refinements, it can come up to the class. In terms of connectivity, they have taken to the totally next level and they have given the first one to give connectivity in Android TV, where the Android app allows you to do chats through TV. Imagine talking to your son, grandson, and kids in the US in 76-inch screen with high definition sitting from here, not in front of the laptop with headphone. The entire family is there in front of the TV, and you are having a freak out with the two or three or four people across the world. So that is the beauty. Arate is coming into this one. I am sure this feature will be immediately available in all the other apps. So to sum up, Arate is ideal for simple users, basic users who enjoy chat with friends and relatives and who talk overseas, and then people who want to support India and Indian apps. With the government support and a local popularity, this is expected to be more secure, more enriched, and with more features to make it like a super app. Government is also pushing for it as an enterprise chat, and of course, many of the Indian companies have gone for it as an enterprise application where chat is also part of it. So in future, this is going to be the standard for India. So how will we support it is a question. The other USP is that this is designed for low-end work. So even if your bandwidth is low or your processing power is there, you are having a very basic smartphone and other thing, still it will work well. Now, before we go into the recommendation, let us see the major concern for Arate is a local one, and then it has to come up and it has to fight with so many global big shots, whether he'll be able to survive and other things. Now, to put it in perspective, let us see how some of the regional chats have grown in over a period of time and have created a niche for themselves in specific country markets. The first one is the big one promoted by China, WeChat, which was a local chat, which branded as WeChat into global consumption. It has got 1.4 billion next to WhatsApp and other things, pure volume. And interesting thing is 92% of Chinese and the Chinese population all over the world use this aggressively. It is a super app with all the China-related local activities, train booking, travel, taxi, everything integrated into one app. Again, since it is China integrated, it works well in China and many of the features are switched off. Again, the danger is here, the data is aggressively shared with the central government of China. So they are not bothered, but countries like US and others are concerned about their users using WeChat and getting tracked. So for this reason, some of the countries like USA has banned. But the story is a regional chat app is again able to survive and use around 1.4 billion. Whereas, if you compare Indian context, WhatsApp is just having 850 billion user base. So it should be fairly easy for Airtel over a long period to catch up with WhatsApp. The second interesting case study is like from Japan. So it is created by LY Corporation in 2011. So the WhatsApp personal data issue has triggered a lot of new apps to come up from the regionals thing. This is one app which has started in Japan, which has got a fairly good 200 million user base. Again, 70% of Japan use it. Then it is a super app with so many other features, taxi hailing and other things. In addition to Japan, it is also being used extensively on Japan-dependent nations like Taiwan, Philippines, Thailand, and Indonesia. So here there is some amount of control by the government where they have actively suppressed and controlled Chinese-related interactions and content. The third one is one more interesting app called Kakao Talk from South Korea. So it has again started in 2010. It has got 54 million users, but a very high for a small country like South Korea, where 90% of the country uses it. So again, it is a super app with banking, taxi. They give games also in this. And then another interesting factor is the silent chat, the solitary chat where only pictures and emoticons are exchanged with no text. So very difficult to bring situation or snoop on it in a normal chat and give it. That is a totally different flavor. Again, it is now expanding in the captive nations of Malaysia as well as Indonesia. From East Asia, let us look at West Asia. West Asia, boating is a strong contender. Anybody going to Dubai, people are strongly advised to install boating there. Otherwise, you can't survive. Let us see how it expanded into a fantastic app. So this was started in 2022, aggressive support from government. In no time, see, like a big company, it has grown up to 150 million. And the most popular app in UAE. And again, it is an ultra app. It has got card, immigration processing, visa processing, taxi, food order, even Sharia finance, everything is integrated. It has got a wallet, everything is there. And it is the first approved finance company from the Central Bank of UAE. In UAE, it also has an unique advantage where VoIP is totally banned. So you can't call from WhatsApp. If you want to have calls from Botim, is a must. Otherwise, you go for local SIM and then call costly in UAE carriers. So these four companies clearly showcase that regional chat apps can be grown, can be supported by the regional government and regional companies to grow into a specific ultra app specific to a particular country, its payment and the transport and the service infrastructure. Again, Singapore is building a similar one, but in paucity of time, we are stopping with 4. And then comparing this with Arate. Arate is a very recent starter. It was cooling in a very 3,000 downloads per day. Suddenly, after this announcement, now it is 350,000 per day. So in no time, it has touched, in 1 month, it has touched 7.5 million. And in easily, it will touch this 54 million and 150 million. And the growth is fast. Even now, it is the top download app in the app store in the social network category. It is the number one download. So it has got very good potential to be an ultra app with the integration with finance, social media, travel, transport, all these features. The advantage of RTI is that unlike all these chats and the chats given by the top three, this is part of the Zoho suite of office applications. If you see the similar to office application related chat, this one is Microsoft, which gives the office communicator along with the Microsoft one or the Google chat. Even though they are not very popular from public, they are the standards in enterprise applications in companies. So I think with active support, it can go a good way by the company and the enterprise support. So RTI can be like any of this in due course with good support from you and from the government. So now coming to the actual question, which was the target of this discussion. What is the right digital chat app for you? So there are different kind of profiles, like how we discussed, which are suitable for the features and the structures of this. So we can analyze this on for what kind of an user profile and for which typical usage, what is a suitable chat and which features of the chat is useful and what are the challenges they face. Let us start with the basic one, RTI. I suggest RTI for the basic users and then for chatting up with your friend, family, and other things, and then have minimal social presence. And also for corporate networks, where it is implemented as part of Zoho One for the corporate, where all your documentation, CRM, and everything is part of the structure. So it is primarily used to chat with friends, talk with overseas, and then have few groups and other things. And the enjoyment is now you can have the video chat in TV. Again, the advantage is that it is local. The data storage is inside India. It is not going anywhere. It is safe within India. The acceptability depends upon how soon we are quickly adapting and start moving our personal chats into RTI and use it for only for the groups and other business chats into WhatsApp and other things. So this is for RTI. The second one, for the paranoid user and for the secret groups and protesters and resistance groups, normally they use Signal. Primarily, they want their transaction not to be visible to government or others, and then fear of government intervention. This is particularly true for resistance group and other and the secret groups. They are using the data encryption and no data storage on the server feature so that everything is there in their own mobile phone. But the problem for a normal, simple user who is also paranoid is that we find very, very limited people in Signal. If you want to search with some 15 relatives, only 2 or 3 are having Signal. That is a problem. The third group of users is a socially active user who interacts with a large, diverse group and then who shares or receives bulk files, photos, videos, memes, documents. Okay. For these groups, Telegram is ideally suited where there is no restriction on number of people and share up to 4 GB, and then you can put most of your sensitive documents in the Telegram server instead of in your own home. Again, the challenge is all your data is with somebody else's hand and with encrypted. We don't know what will happen at a later point of time. Then you have the networked aggressive user for whom the WhatsApp is the ideally suited one. So these profiles have very large contacts, interact with the multiple groups, and then around 2 to 3 hours in a day they spend in WhatsApp only. They share knowledge, they get information, their network. All these things happen with the high data, high transaction or context exchange. So for them, the beautiful community channels, all this information of WhatsApp is a very useful feature. Again, the challenge is whatever interactions or data they are exposing, it is being used by Facebook and others in leveraging their profile and do target marketing and for business. The other better different alternative is for the business users. Those who are having small, medium sales or service business and who focus on marketing, sale transaction and getting information about customer through WhatsApp business. For them, WhatsApp business is an ideal one where the same customer service support line can be accessed from 7 or 8 different phones for the single connect. And the features of having catalog and tagging of people, payment mechanism, CRM of tracking the people, all this helps in managing a small business without investing into a costly CRM software. So that is where WhatsApp excels. And again, the data is seen by Meta Group and it is being aggressively used. But if you are getting very good benefit, better to go for this. Now the question is, really, you have been advising a lot of others, but what about you? Personally, with my profile, going forward, I would prefer to have the personal interactions in WhatsApp, not in WhatsApp, and slowly migrate to RTI, where they want to chat with friends and other things. I would prefer RTI rather than the very high-end complex WhatsApp. Signal, I'm not going in for now. I'm not a terrorist, extremist, and other things. Telegram, usually for the PDF fanatics, the video fanatics, the normal ones, and the pornography ones. So that is the profile. So I have uninstalled Telegram long back. I have migrated from WhatsApp to WhatsApp Business for my Babu for Heritage as well as other things. I would continue to do WhatsApp Business for my professional and other interactions and in groups. I have a very active community and channels and then which are being used in WhatsApp Business as of now. As and when this functionalities mature over RTI, I would prefer to move this to RTI as the client base improves. So that is my perspective. So I would suggest everybody to validate on where you fit and you can take the decision accordingly. Again, all this suggestion is based on my perspective, my understanding of the structure, and people may have varied opinion on this. I welcome your suggestions and then more details in the comments or in my personal chat. Thank you. We look forward to more such interesting talks on technology subjects as a regular one. I will try to make it a little more crisper in the next videos so that it doesn't cross the 20 minutes timeline. So you can continue to subscribe to Babu for Heritage YouTube channel for interesting talks like this. Again, this is given as part of the technology series fronted by TechnoBankers, my consulting company in banking and finance domain in the technologies. Thank you. Thank you for an interesting time. If you like this video and if you like the content that has been proposed in the video, please do share your appreciation, your observations in the comment section of this video. And you can also suggest what are the next subjects where we can detail discussion is required in terms of digital well-being, in terms of how to manage WhatsApp, how to migrate to Zoho, one kind of on products, and how to manage your wealth or health using smartphones. So these are all some of things. So you please suggest your indication or your interest. Accordingly, I will schedule the next talk on this series. Thank you. Goodbye till we see in the next telecast.